Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just move that up. Right. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Euros Daily. It's 7:30 p.m. or 7:32 p.m. on Wednesday, the 16th of June. It is day 6 of Euro 2020. It's our 10th day podding in a row. Woohoo! Go us! First big milestone, guys. It's Euros Daily, your destination for everything Euro 2020. I'm Joe Carter, and I'll be your guide throughout this pan-European footballing party. Lots to get through today. 4 games to review, and tonight's big one, we're going to preview Italy and Switzerland, our Man of the Match and Dick of the Day awards, Roz's iconic stat of the day, and a check-up, of course, on our Fantasy Football League. All of that to come here on Euros Daily. Comment, like, subscribe, allow notifications, and share this video. Now, they said that opposites attract. Alongside me this evening, as the philosopher Chris Jamie once said, together they form a necessary paradox, not a senseless contradiction. Well, I beg to differ. It is, of course, Roz and Mus. How are we doing, guys?
Very good, mate. Thank you. Loving the intro.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. It was better than the opening ceremony a few days ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Low bar.
How you doing? How you doing today, then, Skodran Mustafi? I see what you've done there.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm well. I think this is my debut with the new haircut. And yeah, no, I just thought, Germany's performance missed a defender of my caliber, so hence the name change.
Cool. Roz, how you doing? You got the new England shirt there. I see. Waited for them to get the first win under the belt before you bought it.
Yeah, no, I got it yesterday. It's all good. I haven't decided if I'm wearing it on Friday yet.
Okay,
Not
cool.
sure.
Right, well,
Sleep.
as always, if you're watching, get in your comments. We want to know your opinions and your predictions for tonight's game. In the meantime, we are going to whiz through everything that has happened since we last met yesterday morning. Okay, first up then, Hungary 0, Portugal 3. Mus, do you want to take us through this one? Tell us about the game.
Well, yeah, so it was a rammed Puskás Arena. Word on the street is Marcus Rashford is on his way to Budapest because he had the 60,000 Hungry fans in the stadium. I think that it was incredible atmosphere. We mentioned on the last pod that this is the only stadium in the whole tournament that is allowed to have full capacity. And that really put the wind in Hungary's sails. They put up an amazing defensive display. Their front man, the number 9, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name.
Sholai. Yeah.
Go with that.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, it was a great game, wasn't it, Roz? And where the substitutions came into play, I think, for Portugal. Hungary gave it their all, but towards the end of the match, I think they tired, and Ronaldo took full kind of responsibility for the win in the end.
Yeah, got a penalty, which actually relates to my stat of the day.
Let's hear it. It's time for Roz's stat of the day.
But it got me thinking, it was such a blatant penalty. Hungary defender sort of pulls his arm back as he's running through on goal. And it reminded me of that Paolo Maldini quote, which was, as soon as he's had to make a tackle, he's already made a mistake. And here's my stat. Rio Ferdinand, another great centre-half, once spent 28 games without conceding a foul. Not a yellow card. He didn't concede a foul for 28 games straight.
Wow. Go Rio.
They don't make defenders like that anymore.
They don't, do they? But Cristiano, all-time Ronaldo, once known for scoring goals, now he's known for moving Coca-Cola bottles out of camera view. He became, your stat of the day yesterday, Roz, was about the all-time scorer in the Euros, and he fulfilled that dream. He broke another record, and he's set to break yet another one.
You know that record that he's going to break now, which is the all-time internationals goal scorer ever.
Yeah, Ali Daei, current holder, Iranian, 109 goals. Ronaldo is on 106. 3 more. I bet he's wanting to do it in this tournament as well, isn't he? Knowing the competitor he is.
Bag for hat-trick against France, no doubt.
Yes, and talking of France, let's move on to France. Germany finished 1-0 to France. I thought this was an absolutely fantastic game of football. All it lacked was a couple of beautiful goals, didn't it? So ended up 1-0, own goal from Hummels. Roz, what was your highlight of this game?
The lack of ego from Antoine Griezmann, actually. We've seen Benzema come into that fold, Mbappe, Griezmann, Benzema, a front three that would put fear into anyone. But actually it was Griezmann dropping back, doing a hell of a lot of defensive work, which I thought was spectacular. It's one of those games that sort of, I reckon Germany were going full pelt. I think France was sort of in third gear, really. They've got more to give. They were taking the piss at times, just a few little flicks. So just like so many loose passes, but we'll get going in the quarterfinals,
It was funny. It was almost as if the complacency kind of almost got the better of them in the second half, because Germany turned up in the second half and it could well have ended up 1-1, but then it could well have ended up 2 or 3-0. France just happy to sit off, play on the break. And like you say, some amazing touches, flicks and skills from Griezmann, from Pogba. And Mbappe, I mean, he sat Mats Hummels on his arse, didn't he? Like on a number of occasions. And it kind of was a shame that they didn't get that second goal on the break. I think Mbappe's forehead was offside, or his kneecap or something. France got what it takes to go all the way.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've tipped Portugal, but I think what we probably conclude, having now seen every team in the tournament at least once, the winner will come from Group F, I reckon. I think the final will be France-Portugal. And as you said, the thing about France is that they're clearly managing their performance. They're not going at full pelt just yet. And they're going to work their way up as they progress through. I thought I thought yesterday would be a draw, but Germany just couldn't kind of capitalize on that French complacency and wastefulness in the end.
Yeah, I mean, what did you make of N'Golo Kante as well, Mus?
He's the big difference maker, I think, because a lot of these teams like Belgium, Italy, they'll have world-class players in a few of the forward positions, but it's Kante that makes France tick, and he's kind of the glue that contributes both to the attack and to the defense and the breaking up of the opposition's play. And he was fantastic again yesterday. Yeah,
absolutely outstanding performance. Roz, it's that time. Man of the match day, Dick of the day. You're doing the honours today. Who is it? Who's your man of the match day? Who's your Dick of the day? And give us your reasons, please.
Oh, man of the match day, Cristiano Ronaldo. Just for breaking that incredible record. Can't look any further. Dick of the day, Cristiano Ronaldo, for celebrating that penalty. Reminded me of Richarlison back in the Premier League when he scored. Well, it was that own goal against Arsenal. Asmus put in the chat, before he was lining up to take the penalty, he said, "I bet you he's going to celebrate this if he's just knocked one in top bins." That's exactly what he did. So both to Cristiano Ronaldo, because he'll like that. It's all about him,
Yeah, fair play. Mus, your turn then. Man of the match day, Dick of the day for yesterday.
I think hard to disagree with Ronaldo's man of the match. I think I'll go with Ross, to be honest. I think out Dick yesterday, so I'll just have to agree on both counts.
Not only is Ronaldo breaking records on the pitch, he's also breaking them right here on Euros Daily. The first ever player to be man of the match day and Dick of the day, and the first that you both agree on. And it looks like you're both itching to say something. Mus, what is it?
I was going to maybe qualify and say, if you wanted to go with a bit of a different DOD, you could say /Jota, because there was that chance that he didn't square to Ronaldo and opted to shoot instead. And I don't know if you guys seen that clip of Ronaldo shooting daggers at him as they were coming out for the second half.
It was twice, wasn't it? So it was like opening seconds, and he's definitely, he was clear through on goal, open goal. There was another one, I think, where he could have passed him. It's like the ball's on that man to an ex-Wolves player. He's only played a few games for Liverpool, and he's not passing to Cristiano in that Portugal side.
That's going to take some confidence to do that, isn't it? Okay, let's get on and review then today's two games so far. Finland 0, Russia 1. I'll throw it out there. Who wants to take this one, lads?
Yeah, I can have a go. So the Christian Eriksen incident obviously overshadowed Finland's first ever win in their debut at a big tournament. But today, the only piece of quality that I saw in the game was the goal, which was a majestic left foot finish into the top corner. And that was that, really. There wasn't really much else on the by way of quality on display. And that really opens up the group now. So Finland are on 3 points, Belgium on 3 points, Russia on 3 points. As things stand, that's the most competitive group, with Denmark still to play Belgium again this evening, right?
Yeah, something has to be said as well for Joel Pohjanpalo's disallowed goal as well for Finland in the first half. Very similar looking goal to the Denmark goal. And I think literally if his hair had stayed slicked back and not flicked forward, he might have been onside for that one, Roz.
It was a cracking header. I just love that kind of goal. But yeah, sort of caught the defenders out with an early ball. Sort of jumping, great leap on him. Lovely header, bottom corner. Shame it was ruled offside, really. But apparently that was it would have been his 4th goal in international games in a row, which would have been a pretty mean feat in a team with Pukki.
Exactly. So, moving on. Let's get on then to the second of today's 3 matches. Wales against Turkey. Now, I don't know about you guys, but there's a couple of things I learned in this. Number one is that I've accidentally ended up supporting Wales at the Euros. I started off this game kind of trying to go into it level-headed, but Wales just grew on me, man. Their fighting spirit, I thought they did a great job. I'll leave the reporting to you. I'll leave the reportage to you guys. But also, something else I learned. Burak Yilmaz, he's a nice guy, isn't he?
I'm guessing you're being sarcastic, though. You're talking about the little slap he gave. Was it Rodon while he was on the ground?
Yeah. Pretty controversial, miss.
Yeah, I mean, he's your kind of like classic centre forward with a bit of a nasty side. And they got more and more frustrated, Turkey, as the game wore on. And they've been a huge disappointment so far. I agree, Wales are just so likeable. Hard not to kind of jump on that bandwagon. And I heard Gabby Logan at the end giving her version of Roz's stat of the day, saying France have won the most games at the Euros since 2016, aside from France, which is pretty incredible, especially when you consider Portugal equaled the number of games they won in 90 minutes from their 2016 winning campaign yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were great.
Roz, Gareth Bale led the Dragons to victory, didn't he?
I mean, yeah. I think his penalty's still in orbit, isn't it? No, call me a cynic.
You're a cynic.
It kind of felt like, a Man United fan or a Man City fan when they're watching Champions League coverage of their rival. And, any kind of Champions League coverage, they always back the English team and they always talk about them as if they're the national team. So they just go, oh, Man City have to score. And, they talk about them with that kind of bias. And, all that coverage from the BBC, I know it's the British, BBC and all, but I'm not supporting Wales. Where's that love for Scotland? Didn't see any of that love for Scotland.
Well, Scotland didn't win 2-0.
Yeah,
I mean, Wales skied a penalty. Turkey were poor. Everyone's singing about Wales. I'm telling you, they're not going to go far.
Well, let me tell you something quickly. In that game,
Gareth Bale to the Ramsey goal, but apart from that,
in that game, there were 34 shots on goal between Turkey and Wales, and Turkey had the majority of them. Wales had 16, Turkey had 18 shots. So while Turkey might have been poor in finishing their dinner, Burak Yilmaz, he likes to slap people, but unfortunately he can't slap a ball in top bins. Unfortunate.
Well,
I don't think any Arsenal fan who backs Martin Keown can have anything to say about a little slap to the face.
Did you guys hear what Aaron Ramsey said about Gareth Bale's penalty?
No, go on.
He was asked about it in the post-match interview, and he goes, yeah, I think Gareth was trying to wobble one into the top bins.
Brilliant.
That thing afterwards where Bobby Savage just went, after watching the replay, yeah, it's a poor penalty. Thanks for that, Robbie.
That's the most negative you can put yourself to be about Wales.
Anyway, to wrap up on the Wales situation, 4 points from their opening 2 games, and barring a miracle, they are pretty much through to the knockout round again. So fair play to Wales, right? Fair play. I can see your nods of approval.
Have them down as their dark horse?
Sorry?
Did anyone have them down as their dark horse?
Any of us?
Yeah.
I
Well,
think I probably had Turkey.
Yeah, same.
Mus had Turkey. Roz, you had Scotland, and yes,
Oh yeah.
I had Wales. In fact, Mus, I remembered.
Really?
I didn't have to check. I
Well
remembered.
done.
Yeah, I had Wales.
Ah.
Okay, let's get on then to tonight's game. Kicks off in 12 minutes. Wow, 12 minutes to go, lads. Not long. It's Italy against Switzerland. I've got the teams here. Sorry, I was just finding the teams. It is so hot today in London, isn't it? It's like 30 degrees still. I'm melting. Right. Anyway, the Liverpool lineup goes, the Italy lineup goes like this. Donnarumma in goal, back four, Di Lorenzo, Bonucci, Chiellini, Spinazzola, midfield three of Barella, Jorginho and Locatelli, up front, Berardi and Insigne are either side of Ciro Immobile. The Switzerland team, Jan Sommer in goal, Akanji, Cher and Elevedi centre-backs, and Barbu right wing-back, Ricardo Rodriguez left wing-back, Granit Xhaka and Remo Freuler in the middle, Shaqiri behind Seferovic and Briel Embolo. So both, barring any kind of injuries, they've gone for the same lineup. Roz, how do you see this one going?
I wasn't particularly blown away like everyone else seems to have been by Italy's 3-0 win against Turkey. I thought that, there's 3 Turkish mistakes. I thought the scoreline kind of flattered. They're still a good team. I think they'll win this one 1-0. I'm sure they'll keep a clean sheet. But I'm yet to see why everyone's raving about Italy so far after that first game.
Okay, and is there any sort of, who do you think will be man of the match? Any other sort of predictions for the game?
Chiellini and Bonucci doing a terrific job there. You're looking at Spinazzola getting up. They've got a really good defence, haven't they? Florenzi's starting, isn't he? Is it the same back five, essentially?
No, it's Di Lorenzo. Florenzi not making the team today, and it's a back four.
Okay.
You were listening to the teams, weren't you, when I read them out?
You know what I mean, mate? I never listen. I never listen. It's just,
If I'm speaking, you're not listening, basically. That's it. That's fair enough. I don't blame you, mate. I come out with some rubbish.
No, Barella. I'm looking forward to seeing Barella. Just won Serie A with Inter. Everyone's talking about him. I don't really watch too much Italian football, so looking forward to seeing what he's about as well.
Yeah, Domenico Berardi, he was my captain, and we'll get on to fantasy football. He was my captain last week. I put in a decent performance. We'll have a look at the table in a minute from the last week in the EPLW Euro 2020 Fantasy League. If you want to join it, by the way, the code is in the video description and in the comments. Mus, tell us how you think it's going to go tonight then. Italy, Switzerland from the Stadio Olimpico in Rome.
I think Switzerland will play for a draw. Having seen the Wales result, I think they'll back themselves to go and beat Turkey. And I think going into that with 2 points will give them, put them in a good position. But I think Italy should have enough to break them down and win. So maybe a 1-0 or a 2-1 with Insigne man of the match. Okay.
Very similar scoreline and prediction to Roz there. I'm looking forward to the game personally myself. Looking forward to, I do hope Federico Chiesa gets on the pitch because he's been a great player. Juventus picked him up off of Fiorentina, obviously, last season. And he's a player that could provide a spark from the bench for Italy. So if it isn't kind of working out, hopefully he's the one for me that provides the spark. I like to watch players like him. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Italy. I think although a lot of people, including yourself, Roz, saying that it wasn't so much how good Italy were against Turkey, but how poor Turkey were. I do think that Italy have this knack of, you just can't count them out in an international tournament. You really can't. And I feel like they turn it on, and they've got the most experienced centre-back pairing in the tournament. They've got an amazing, young, experienced keeper, and they do have those attacking players that can cause damage. I don't see Granit Xhaka keeping tabs on Barella and co, if I'm honest. I'm going to go 2-0 Italy, and I'll go with Berardi because I've got him in my fantasy team again as man of the match. Let's finish then on the fantasy football checkup, shall we? Let's have a look at our league. Now, I've done the honour of printing out the table and putting it up on the screen here.